This is Awab from the Audubon Show. I'm at Long Beach. कल 2-3 दिन पहले फैसल कपारिया ने शो किया. I was not in Pakistan and I was actually flying over to Long Beach from Karachi. मैं कल परसों यहाँ पहुँचा और यहाँ TED Conference TED 2012 is at Long Beach. यहाँ the fellows are actually invited by 4 or 5 days before the conference for some series of seminars and lectures that are held just to coach and guide us. The first day pre-conference में होता ये है कि there are a couple of seminars, one-to-one seminars by a couple of people. We had Kickstarter से 2-3 लड़के जो founders of Kickstarter had come over and talked about the project of Kickstart, which is a very innovative social innovation को inspire करता है. The other person that had come was a speaker agent. People who speak a lot on the circuit in the US and UK. उनके साथ कोई agent उनका front end करता है. They are able to fetch a lot more bang for the buck, a lot more dollars for speaking at certain events, I think. And I'll talk to you about all these projects in discussion just to give you an idea. And lastly was basically a person from Drivers of Change, Chris Lubricant, who came over and talked about what are the issues that will actually drive people, drive the country, drive the world towards change of some sort. Starting off with basically, let's start with the first speaker agent who had come over from representing an agency that जो help करती है. He was actually talking about how good speakers can actually get more dollars for speaking at certain places and trying to get more money. I think what has happened, जब हम ये सब discussion कर रहे थे, what happens is US और UK में ये trend ज़्यादा है कि when people go to speak at certain events, they're able to charge $10,000-15,000 for speaking. ये North American trend है. This is not per se a South American, Middle Eastern or any in this subcontinent region नहीं चलता कि where you can actually go out and speak. When you speak and you can charge for an event. I also don't know कि मुझे ये अंदाज़ा नहीं कि पाकिस्तान में कोई ऐसा बड़ा speaker, maybe I don't know, I think Faisal Qureshi or some other big name speakers, motivational speakers who actually go out and can charge for speaking. So I think there was a huge disconnect in the discussion in how this trend basically might be centered to North America and a little part of the Europe. But एक बहुत बड़ा issue था कि when do you become an agent, when do you actually can start asking for people to speak and charge for speaking at certain events. I don't think Pakistan में हो सकता है. इसी लिहाज से I think that discussion for this Middle Eastern and South America, the Chinese and this community के लिए थोड़ा सा मुश्किल था to understand कि किस तरह से हो सकता है. The other guy who was from Kickstarter, he pitched out, gave a few examples के what innovative ideas can be floated. Innovation में बहुत सारी चीज़ें बात हो रही थी कि technology innovation की वो inspire करते हैं, but they were very resistant to the fact कि you can't raise money for social work or example donation work. अगर आपने floods के लिए कोई पैसे जमा करते हैं तो आप Kickstarter पर नहीं जा सकते because they want tangible rewards to achieve a certain goal, and the goal has to be something that can be achieved, can be physically quantified and physically achieved. तो Kickstarter में बहुत लिमिटेड रखते हैं. वो चेक बैलेंसेस लगाते हैं कि बिफोर इट्स प्री अप्रूवल के बेसिस पे होता है कि प्री अप्रूवल होगी तो फिर उसके बाद आपका प्रोजेक्ट फ्लोट होता है. इस Kickstarter में एक बड़ा मेजर प्रॉब्लम है कि दिस इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स. UK, I don't think even UK people allow it. They're limited because of Amazon funding, Amazon accounting system. So their entire thing, they actually said कि हमारा कोई control नहीं है as far as what projects can come off, which area of country of the world कहाँ से आएगा, क्योंकि वो Amazon does not allow the payment system to spread beyond the United States. बहुत बड़ा crux एक issue उसमें ये है कि क्योंकि ये ऑल और नथिंग वाली फंडिंग है कि अगर आपने गोल अपना सेट किया $10,000 का और यू रिसीव $9,900, दैट मीन्स अगर आपको गोल 30 day में कंप्लीट होता है और यू $10 शॉर्ट, नन ऑफ द फंड्स आर रिलीज. अच्छा, दैट्स अ रिस्क, ऑल और नथिंग सिचुएशन, मगर दैट एक्चुअली इंस्पायर्स कॉन्फिडेंस इन पीपल कि भाई अगर ये प्रोजेक्ट $10,000 रीच करेगा तो फिर ही सक्सेसफुल होगा, फिर ही कामयाब होगा. उससे कम होगा तो इसका फ़ायदा, टेंजिबल फ़ायदा कुछ नहीं है. तो इस लिहाज से अगर $9,000 पीपल तक $9,000 तक अचीव होता है तो वो सारा का सारा सारा रिजेक्टेड, नो वन पेज एनीथिंग। अच्छा, उस प्रोसेस में, पेमेंट प्रोसेस में होता है ये कि Amazon actually does not charge the credit card per se until the full goal is achieved. तो प्री ऑथराइजेशन ले सकता है Amazon, और 30 डेज से वो प्री ऑथराइजेशन को एक्टिव रखता है। इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटीज़ में प्री ऑथराइजेशन कांट बी डन बिकॉज वो प्री ऑथराइजेशन बैंकिंग ट्रांजैक्शन विद इन 5 or 6 days दे हैव टू कैश आउट। तो इस लिहाज से आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड द लॉजिक बिहाइंड वाई इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटीज़ नहीं जाए, बट देयर आर अदर कंपेटिटिंग प्रोजेक्ट जो कर सकते हैं, मगर सबसे पॉपुलर जो कोर इशू है वो किक स्टार्टर है, जो अच्छा खासा टेड कम्युनिटी में बहुत सारा पॉपुलर है बिकॉज दे अबाउट 6 or 7 गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स। एक रॉबर्ट गुप्ता ने एक म्यूज़िक की थी, म्यूज़िक वीडियो सीडी के फंडिंग की थी। टॉम राइली द डायरेक्टर ऑफ टेड, उसने एक फ़िल्म के लिए किया है। तो about 10-12 ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जो टेड कम्युनिटी के साथ हैं, एंड आई थिंक देयर इज़ अ स्पेशल पोर्टल फॉर द टेड फेलोज़। अगर टेड फेलोज़ को एक प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं तो दे विल एक्चुअली help them and try to help them achieve the goals of the funding, वो क्योंकि कम्युनिटी में स्प्रेड करता है and all that. So Kickstarter के साथ एक मतलब again that was slightly नॉर्थ अमेरिकन डायरेक्टेड प्रोजेक्ट सिस्टम है, जिस वजह से अभी हमको भी एतराज़ काफ़ी था कि वाई when are they going to expand it globally, and they expect a few countries to be added by the end of the year, and they're also expecting by Tuesday एक major overhaul हो रहा है उनकी वेबसाइट का. The overhaul will actually allow the proposals or proposal writing process to be more community bound. क्योंकि अभी क्या होता है, आप प्रपोजल एक फॉर्म फिल करते हैं, प्रपोजल देते हैं, एंड इट गोज़ इनटू द सिस्टम एंड दे रिसीव 300 to 400 applications a day. So it's difficult to go through each of the systems. तो अब ये कर रहे हैं, ज़्यादा ओपन सोर्स ओपन कर रहे हैं, ताकि बिफोर द फाइनल प्री अप्रूवल you can share that process or the application for others to review live. जब live होगा तो कम से कम before the open source type solution, जब before it actually goes into the system, you have asked help from other friends and family members who will actually help make the proposal better. And once you are ready with the final publishing situation, then it goes into the approval system, and वो खुद decide करते हैं कौन से projects approve होने चाहिए और उनके system में कौन सा. As I said, they are very particular on what projects come on. They will not allow natural disaster वाले projects. जैसे मैंने कहा, हमने flood relief के बारे में बात हो रही थी, तो वो बहुत सारे उसमें issues आते हैं. The third seminar that we had was basically agents for change वाली वेबसाइट है, अरूप के साथ है, and Chris Lubercom was actually there, and the agents for change was more like a brainstorming exercise. They talked about what are the issues that actually are important for the future of the world, and etc. And they were talking about, for example, poverty issue को आप लेकर आ सकते हैं, और and drivers for change for urbanization was another issue they were talking about. Drivers for change for demographics was one issue they're talking about. And water, climate change, and these are basically, they gave us a cool handout where I'm just opening this. It's just a booklet of cards, and the cards में हर card पर there's a name and a description, a question mark, and right bottom पे इसमें water. Mega droughts are the issue, and उसके पीछे flip करके उनका details थोड़ी बहुत है. So we went through this exercise. And हुआ ये कि they were about we had about 30 fellows हैं, जो senior fellows हैं, they actually sat in and actually finally brainstormed and all the way came across with 4 major things that they were more passionate about, and we had long detailed discussion on that. It was an interesting. We had corruption as a big issue, which was being discussed. Depletion of natural resources was a big issue that was being discussed, and उस पूरे process में it was kind of getting boring also, because you were mostly brainstorming, etc. But I think it's important also that you have to start thinking about how to solve these future problems that will come and hit the world for us technically. And as we had corruption, we had depletion of natural resources, and उसमें एक बहुत बड़ा issue जो हमारे discussion में आया था was the fact कि how do we quantify depletion of natural resources? I mean, carbon fiber trade does not actually solve the problem. it's mostly now economic balance that they're using. So how do you quantify rivers? How do you quantify a polar bear? How do you put a price tag on the polar bear कि ये अगर आप नहीं मारेंगे तो इतनी आपको क्रेडिट मिलती है. So I think the discussion that will continue to go on is quantifying the natural resources that are present and how we can work to preserve these natural resources. पाकिस्तान में करप्शन का तो बहुत ही बड़ा इशू. I was actually in the group for corruption, and we thought a lot. We had social injustice. We had corruption on the government level, on the corporate level. We had in fact intrinsic corruption that we are humanly want sometimes अगर 10 रुपए देकर भी हमारा कोई काम हो जाता है तो एक सोशल इम्बैलेंस है जिसमें जिसके पास 10 रुपये मौजूद हैं वो करप्शन करता है मगर वो एक जस्टिफाइड करप्शन होती है क्योंकि आपको अपना काम पूरा करवाना होता है. सो देयर इज़ अ डिफरेंस इन लॉजिक इन दैट एस्पेक्ट. वी हैड अ क्वाइट बिग डिस्कशन कि does corruption, can you justify corruption sometimes when it's a small scale, or would you justify only, or you condemn only the large scale corruption? So the debate continued on. At the end of the day, I think overall consensus ये था कि it has to stop, but the biggest issue may be कि आपको justice system strong करना है ताकि corruption कम हो. But it should be transparent across the board. There's barely any society that, or any country, maybe Sweden, maybe Japan में morally corruption करना allowed नहीं होता, नहीं करते हैं. So they're slightly better off at trying to stop the corruption or have corruption come home. This is day one की report थोड़ी सी from TED Long Beach. Some good things about it. We got the TEDFellows got some goodie bags. Just Kindle Fire is a part of one of the goodies that we got. I'm carrying that around, the Kindle Fire. I just might do a report of the Kindle Fire later on. How do I have a game? Hold on, let's go out of this. So got a Kindle Fire from TED, and I'm gonna play with it, and we'll probably report on the Kindle Fire later on. I have some few games. I have the Seismic, which is running Twitter for us, and तो थोड़ा बहुत बाद में जाकर मैं report आपको दूँगा कि how I like the Kindle Fire as compared to the iPad. Got अभी तक basically that's one goodie that I got, and a few other things. I don't think that's anything except एक Metal Layer की एक website metallayer.com, so that has given us a 6-month credit, and I think उसको data analysis देखने के लिए it'll be really interesting. I'll sign up for that and try to figure out what type of data analysis that we can do. So I'll maybe one day give a review on Metal Layer on if that can actually help understanding the data dynamics. This is Dr. Awab signing off from Long Beach, day one report of the TEDFellows Conference. We still have about 3 days of TEDFellows Conference before the actual TED Conference starts. TED Conference has a good lineup of a lot of speakers. Maybe maybe in the process I'll keep on giving a report of every day कि हमने क्या देखा क्या नहीं देखा. And this signing off from Long Beach, the Awab from Out of Bounds Show. Allah Hafiz.